Hi water signs, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be your love and spirituality reading for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and I'll also be doing an extended video as well, so make sure you check the description box when you are done watching this one. Okay, water signs, so these cards that are on the table right now are your pre-shuffle cards. So basically the cards that I pulled during meditation before I turned the camera on. So the first two cards that came out are Water and Cancer, except Water is actually in the reverse. So with the water sign coming out in the reverse, that lets me know that a lot of you are not really feeling like yourselves, or you are just feeling very emotional right now. Could feel a lot of emotional conflict, like your emotions kind of going up and down, not really knowing how to feel as well is what I'm hearing. It's like when you go through a specific situation and one day you wake up feeling one way about it, and then the next day you feel another way. Like one day you might feel like, okay, I understood why, or I understand why that happened, and you know, I know I can get through this, and trying to be optimistic. But then the next day you can wake up and just feel resentful towards that situation or that person, and just it's like a wave of emotions is what I'm feeling, like not knowing how to feel because your emotions are fluctuating. And I feel like this has something to do with Cancer season that just passed, because the Cancer card came out. So something could have came up during Cancer season that reminded you of a past heartache or a past pain. And I wouldn't be surprised either because of the eclipses that passed during Cancer season and also the Mercury retrograde that we are still in. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of past pain or past hurtful situations kind of came to the surface and kind of threw you off course in terms of your emotional stability. The Cancer card also talks about maternal wounds. So this could have to do with like your mother, possibly you feeling like you didn't get enough nurturing from your mother, and those wounds coming to the surface during Cancer season. They could have really like hit you hard. Or if it's not like a mother, because maternal wounds can come from different sources. It doesn't just have to be your mother. It could just be that you didn't get nurturing overall, like from your family, from your father, your siblings. It's like if you felt like you weren't nurtured in some way, that can cause maternal wounds as well. So for some of you, that could be the case of just not feeling very loved, not feeling very nurtured, and having those wounds come up. That could also be for a relationship as well, is what I'm hearing. Like a relationship where you feel like you didn't get the nurturing that you deserved or needed. Let me fix this camera because it keeps shaking. Okay, there we go. So the Harmony card came out along with the Silence card and the Control card. So the Harmony card lets me know that some of you are trying to regain your emotional balance. I feel like a lot of you were balanced before Cancer season came, and then all of these emotions kind of swept up and hit you. So you're trying to regain your emotional balance. The Silence card here lets me know that some of you could be in hermit mode right now, like just really trying to clear your mind, or you're needing to clear your mind, because it just seems like there's a lot of, like I said, emotional upheaval, and a lot of it has to do with your thoughts, like thinking about things from the past, which is causing your emotions to react. You know, it's like you have a thought, and then what immediately follows is the emotion from that thought. So some of you are needing to quiet your mind, or you are quieting your mind right now by kind of being in hermit mode, trying to regain your sense of harmony and balance. But with the Control card being here, I feel like this is what your blockage is, because a lot of you are trying to control your emotions instead of allowing them to come up to the surface in order for them to be released. So you can be trying to control the way you feel. Whenever you feel angry, you could be saying to yourself, no, I shouldn't feel like that. I need to get past this. But it's like when you do that, you're just causing those emotions to come to the surface even harder and hit you even harder, because they want to come to the surface to be acknowledged, expressed, and then released. You can't suppress them and kind of demonize your own feelings, like, oh, I'm not supposed to feel like that, because that's just counterproductive, and it actually causes you to feel even more emotional pain because you're suppressing what's already there and causing it to kind of flare up even more. Does that make sense? It's like when your emotions are trying to get your attention and you keep on suppressing them, your emotions will start acting kind of like a child, like throwing a tantrum and making themselves known, because you're ignoring it. See what I'm saying? So you're needing to allow your emotions to come to the surface, face them head on, and allow yourself to release them. So that was all just the pre-shuffle. We haven't even gotten into the actual card. So I can already tell this is going to be somewhat of a heavy reading, just a lot of emotions. Okay, but we'll see what comes through here. All right, so your cards for the present: Ace of Wands, the Dream, and the Mature Woman. Okay. So with the Dream card being here in the middle, immediately I'm feeling like this is a love situation that's coming up for you in the past. This could be like you having this image of what your love life is supposed to look like. Some of you could be very much hopeless romantics is what I'm picking up. Like you have always had a very clear image in your mind of the type of person who you want to be with, like the type of love you want to experience. This card honestly reminds me of like a Disney movie, like when we're watching the Disney movies when we're younger and we're seeing like the Prince Charming, you know, riding in and saving the princess. And it's like, we want that kind of love. We want to be saved. You know, we want that type of happily ever after, that romance. And in the past, some of you could have been in a situation like that is what I'm hearing, or you thought it was like that, but then something could have happened. I think I need to clarify that card because I feel like something happened. Because I'm picking up like you thought it was that way. You thought it was going to be like a fairy tale romance, or it felt that way initially. Pull one more. Going with the flow. Okay, I feel like I'm picking up on a past situation where, okay, I know exactly what's happening here. Some of you, like I said, you had this dream of having this love and this romance, but it's like things kept happening to you in the past where that dream kept on being kind of squashed, is what I'm hearing. It's like when someone rains on your parade, like you have this high ideal or this thought in your mind about the way that things should be or the way things could be, and they keep on happening the opposite of what you would want. So then you kind of start to lose faith or lose hope in the dream of having this. So then you kind of take this mindset on of, okay, from now on, I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with the flow whenever I meet someone who seems compatible with me. Like, I'm just going to go with it. So I feel like you could have met someone and you were kind of just going with the flow of it. And you were trying to make sure that you did not let your feelings cause you to create an illusion in your mind. So for some of you, I'm specifically picking up on those of you who have been through heartache in the past or have been through very trying times, like in terms of love. And so you decide to take a more mature approach to love and kind of go with the flow, not project any type of illusions or fantasies onto whatever the situation was. Just like I said, trying to take a more mature approach to it. But it looked like you did feel this serious passion for whatever this person or this situation was, but you were just trying to remain mature in it. Because like I said, I feel like some of you have experienced a lot of disappointment in the past. And so it's like you were just trying to take a different approach this time with this situation or this person. I'm going to pull one more. Past lives. Okay. This is getting interesting. Okay. So for those of you who I'm reading for, I feel like this is going to be for a very specific group of you, to be honest. I feel like I'm picking up on a very specific message. Sorry, my cards just fell. Basically, with the past lives card being here, you felt a pull towards this person because this is someone from a past life. And again, this is still your past position, so this could have already passed. But like I said, I feel like I'm picking up on those of you who, like I said, you have this image in your mind of being a hopeless romantic, of attracting that once in a lifetime fairy tale love. Things kept on going wrong with that. So you're like, okay, maybe I need to try a different approach. So then it's like you kind of lose your faith a little bit, just a little bit in love. Or you just decide, okay, I need to tone it down or be more mature about my approach to love and not get swept up in the fantasy. I need to be, like I said, a more mature way of viewing things. And then I feel like you meet someone who you feel like is very strong pull towards, and you are trying to control the feelings because, like I said, you don't want to get swept up in an illusion like you have been in the past. But it's difficult not to get swept up because you have a strong past life connection with this person. I really hope that that's making sense. I feel like this is very, very specific for a lot of you. Let me see if something else is going to come through here. This could also be because a lot of my readings when it comes to love and spirituality, they're not just love as in romantic. It could be friendship, like a person could be like a friend that comes into your life from a past life, and maybe you've had bad experiences with friends in the past, so you're kind of like, I'm going to be kind of skeptical of this, or I'm going to take this in a mature way. But then it's like this strong pull. It could be career, like you've had your dreams kind of squashed a couple of times, so you're entering a new career field and you're trying not to get your hopes up, but then it's like this is something you're destined to do that like you might have done in a past life, and so that's why you feel pulled towards his career. It can go for a lot of different things, so don't just take it as romance. Mind card in the reverse to clarify the mature woman. So like I said, a lot of you in the past, you just came into this energy of not wanting your emotions to cloud your judgment or cloud your mind, because for some of you, when you get swept up in the emotion of things, it's like you can't make logical decisions. See what I'm saying? But then it's like your emotions are being pulled sort of, because like I said, you felt this very strong pull towards whatever this person or situation was, because it's carrying on from a past life. So it's like conflict, because you are trying your best to remain grounded and not get swept up, but the emotion is still very intense with whatever this thing was or this person was. Wow, okay. Like I said, I feel like this is going to be very, very specific. So sorry if it doesn't resonate with a lot of you, because a lot of the times my messages are general so that it resonates with a lot of my audience. But this one is very, very specific. I can feel it already. Wow. Okay. 4 of Wands, Success card, and thoughts in reverse. So this is your present energy. So the 4 of Wands is the twin flame card. Some of you could feel like you have a twin flame. Or soulmate. I mean, if you drop the label, it could just be a divine counterpart that you feel like you have, or that you feel like you have met. Right now, a lot of you are feeling successful in some area of your life, but then the thoughts card is being in the reverse, so you're still a little bit confused. I need to clarify all 3 of those cards because this message is not coming through to me clearly. Let's see here. I feel like your thoughts could just be a little bit jumbled. Okay, what I'm hearing is that for a lot of you, you're trying not to think about this person. Yep, that's exactly what it is. You're trying not to think about this person or this situation. This message is a little bit like there's a disconnect between your past and your present. So is there something that happened in between meeting this person and now that you're trying not to think about? Because there's something missing here. Like I said, the past, I picked up on the energy of when you met this person and you're trying to like control your feelings, or you're trying to see things from a logical state of mind. But then I'm jumping forward to your present where you're trying not to think about this person. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of something missing in the middle there that you might not even understand what happened, or you could be kind of confused about what took place from the past to the present. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. But the thoughts card being here in the reverse lets me know that you're trying not to think about them. And you're trying not to think about them because you want to feel balanced. With this 4 of Wands here, the success card being here. This is very interesting because it's very rare that I pick up on a message of people just trying to block someone out. Usually people who watch my videos, they're trying to figure something out. But I feel like for some of you, you may be trying to block something out. But I need to clarify each of these. I'm so tempted to like start this reading all over and like pull new cards, because I'm like, this doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like my usual readings. And I'm like, I hope this resonates, but something's telling me to just keep on going, and it's going to resonate with whoever it's meant to resonate with. So let's see for the thoughts card. Stress in the reverse. Yeah, some of you are just really trying not to think about whatever this connection is because it's stressful. So you could just be blocking it out. Innocence card. Awareness. Yeah, some of you are either in denial about this connection, or it's so confusing that you're trying to block it out. The awareness card being here in the reverse, there's something that you're not seeing, possibly about yourself or about this person, because you're trying to block it out, or about the connection in general. The innocence card is like you're trying to turn your attention onto things that are not so emotionally heavy. Like you're feeling more successful when you can block out those heavy emotions that are involved in whatever the situation is. And so it's like trying not to think about it, trying not to stress about it, and feeling balanced when you are able to push it out of your mind. But it's always there, I feel, in the back of your mind. It's always there in the back of your mind. But making a very serious effort to push it out. And again, this doesn't have to be just love. This could be, like I said, a friendship. This could be family. This could be just life in general, where you're kind of trying to push away the stresses of life, trying not to think about them. Like, you feel so much better when you are indulging in things that aren't so emotionally heavy. But I feel like there's a bit of escapism here, like I said, because the awareness card being here, it's like this energy of something always being wrong in the back of your mind because you're not facing it. You're kind of pushing it away, like everything's fine, everything's fine. But it's always like this nagging feeling in the back of your mind when it comes to whatever this emotionally charged situation is. It's always there in the back of your mind because you haven't fully dealt with it. And I feel like that goes along with the beginning of the reading with the silence card, because the silence card, like I said, was telling me that a lot of you are in hermit mode, or a lot of you are trying to control your emotions, control your thoughts. Like, you're not trying to think, you're not trying to feel, because you just don't want that stress right now from whatever that situation was, or whatever that situation is. I'm going to pull cards from the Kipper deck for this awareness. The child card. Ooh, okay. So whatever the situation was, it very well could have triggered something in your inner child. It could have triggered something that has to do with childhood, and that's why you're trying to push it away. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely a person or a situation from a past life coming forward into this lifetime, it being very intense, and you trying to literally push it away mentally and emotionally because you just don't want to deal with it. And there's a reason for that. I mean, whenever we have any type of childhood trauma or childhood wounding, our mind tends to suppress it, because we can't function if we're walking around with trauma in the front of our minds every single day. You see what I'm saying? So it suppresses it so we can function. But then eventually it actually starts to make us be stagnant. Like, that trauma that's suppressed, it's like now it's stagnating us because we're trying to have relationships, like healthy relationships. We're trying to have a healthy, home life. And it's like, why can't I manifest that for myself? What's wrong? And what's wrong is the blockage, the suppressed childhood memories that were never dealt with. It's blocking you. Like, in a way, it was helping you because it's helping you to, just kind of walk around and, be able to face day-to-day life. But then when you really want to dive deep into emotional connections with people, that's when it's going to start to be a hindrance. It's going to start to stagnate you. So that's when you'll usually meet someone, possibly from a past life, or a situation from a past life that's going to cause you to dive into this. Because now these childhood wounds, like I said, are blocking you from happiness. Instead of helping you by suppressing it, it's now blocking you. So you come across a situation, like I said, past life, most likely, that has triggered this in you, and it's too much for you, and now you're trying to push it away. You're trying to push it away. I'm gonna pull more. But this is like poverty in the reverse. Yeah, some of you could be focused on your career, your finances right now. You could be using that as a way to kind of cope. But overall, I just really feel like you are not understanding that the key to your true success and happiness is going to be allowing these feelings, whatever these childhood feelings of either neglect or not being nurtured, it's like allowing these feelings to fully come up to the surface in order for them to be expressed and then released. Because suppressing them, like I said, is not helping you. It might feel like it is, but it's not really helping. And that's why, we have professionals, we have therapists and things of that sort, because the trauma is serious, especially if it's childhood trauma or just things in childhood that hurt us, or that lowered our self-esteem. It's serious. So you don't have to face it alone. You don't have to go through it alone. I don't even recommend that you go through it alone. I recommend you having some sort of support system, the gift in the reverse. So what I'm saying with the gift in reverse here is that it's blocking a lot of gifts that the universe is trying to give to you. Like I said, when you suppress your pain and the things you've been through, you could feel like this temporarily. Like, you could feel that success, you can feel like this innocence of like, life is fine, nothing's wrong, when you're blocking those feelings. But ultimately, the ultimate gifts in life, it's being blocked from you because you're suppressing this. And by the ultimate gift, I mean, like, for example, the gift of having a genuine bond or connection with someone that life is trying to give you is being blocked because of the suppression of this pain. It could be your career. You could be not fully investing in your dreams or your career because you have childhood trauma that has lowered your self-esteem, but it's suppressed, so you don't really understand that you're scared to even go towards your career because of some type of childhood trauma that tells you that you're not good enough to do so. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the best gifts in life are being blocked by you not wanting to face whatever this pain is, and by you just kind of pushing it away and just acting like everything is fine. Ooh, Lord, this is such a heavy reading. My God. Okay, let's move on to your advice. Oh my God, this reading is extremely heavy. I was not expecting this. Was not prepared. So, future, false. Laziness in reverse, Hierophant. This is good. This is very good. The false person. I feel like the false person card in reverse is talking about in the near future, some of you finally gaining the courage to face whatever pain this is that has been kind of weighing on you. Need to take a breath. This reading's heavy. Whatever pain has been weighing on you, I feel like a lot of you are going to finally face it. Also, if anyone in your life is not, I don't want to say benefiting you, but that's what I'm hearing. Some of you are just going to be doing some major spring cleaning. I feel like that comes along with facing a lot of repressed or suppressed emotions. It's like we start to see life differently. It's like some people who we had around us, we thought that we wanted them in our lives, but really they were a energetic match with who we were pretending to be, or who we were when we were suppressing that pain. And when we fully release or let that pain come up, we start to see certain people around us no longer fit into our lives. Okay, I need to give an example. So back when I was not on my spiritual path, and back when I was not doing my healing work, I still struggled a lot with codependency. So obviously a lot of the attachment that I had, like a lot of the people who were in my life, they were a result of my codependency. And then when I started to heal my codependency, I realized these were codependent attachments. They're not healthy. They're not good for me. I was in them because I didn't feel good about myself, or I didn't love myself enough. And it's like when you start to heal codependency and release that feeling of not feeling good enough, certain people around you, they just don't fit anymore. They just don't fit anymore because you realize they were only in your life because you didn't feel good about yourself, and they were kind of there taking advantage of that fact. So for some of you, like I said, you're going to be releasing or letting a lot of pain from the past come up to the surface and releasing it. And it's going to start to make people around you look very different. Like you're going to be like, why was this person in my life again? Like you're going to start to kind of just release people who are just not on your path in terms of who you are evolving in order to become. The laziness card in reverse is also a good thing. I feel like a lot of you are going to start taking a more hands-on approach to your healing. This is heavy. This is a heavy reading. But it's positive though, because I feel like I said, some of you are going to be really focused on your healing, focused on, going to therapy, focused on, reading up on your trauma, like doing research about your past trauma and things like that, becoming more aware of who you are as a person, really diving into this work instead of just taking on the role of like escapist, like nothing's wrong, everything's fine, I'm not, facing this. It's like you're now like, okay, everything is not fine, something is wrong, and I need to take a more hands-on approach to healing whatever this is that's buried deep down inside. And the Hierophant card in the reverse, this reading is heavy. Oh my God, I'm going to try to get through this. The Hierophant card in reverse is about tearing down old structures. So family patterns, generational curses, just a way of life that is normal because you've been in it for so long, but it's not beneficial, it's not healthy, it's not helpful, but you've been in it so long that it is your normal, and you are now actually going to take the steps towards tearing this old structure down and building up one that is healthy. So this is going to be like your new normal. This healthy way of being is going to be like your new normal. Oh my Lord. Okay. Whew. Let's get into the outside energy. Okay, that was a lot. The outside energy on my videos, if this is your first time here, it's basically the people or the person who is influencing you the most right now. And we're looking into them because a lot of the times there are lessons to be learned from whoever this outside energy is, because that's how we grow and evolve as human beings, is usually through, relationships, interactions, connections and things like that. So that's this outside energy. Fire in reverse. I'm feeling like this could very well be the person who we started off this reading that triggered all of this in you, like the person who even, that past life person that entered your life. It very well could be them that we're pulling. Doesn't have to be though. You'll know when I start to describe this person who I'm talking about. This could be anyone in your life right now. So this is the fire sign, fire in reverse card, and the Aries in reverse card. So whoever this person is in your outside energy, with them being the fire in reverse, I feel like they are kind of cold. That's what I'm getting from this. Oh yeah, absolutely. The isolation card is on the bottom of the deck. I feel like this person is kind of cold, or if they're not cold by nature, they've gone cold. Or you can feel like this coldness in the connection. The Aries card being here in the reverse, to me, that means that they are a bit of a follower. And this could express itself in many different ways. This could be someone who cares a lot about what other people think, so they allow other people's opinions to affect your connection. This could be someone who has a low self-esteem, so they possibly get an ego boost from certain things like the cars they have, the clothes they have, the money, the women, the men. It's like they get an ego boost from something outside of themselves. Inner voice. And I feel like this person could possibly be very, well, I don't like that energy at all. Because this could be someone who's very intuitive, meaning that they can read people very well, but they don't use it in a good way. Like they can use it to be manipulative, or they could possibly, they don't use it in a good way, I'm feeling. This is like an intuitive person, or it could very well be a very sensitive person who has a low self-esteem. Okay, yeah, no, projections in reverse. Yeah, this is someone who uses they're very intuitive. They have the ability to really read people, and especially energetically. And instead of using that in a good way, they use it to be manipulative. Like they can see that you have low self-esteem possibly. So whenever they do something wrong, they will flip it and blame it on the fact that you have a low self-esteem. That's what I mean when I say like their inner voice, or they can read people very well, but they use it in a bad way. That's what I mean. Oh, okay, I don't like that energy at all, but we're going to further dive into whoever this person is, and then we're also going to pull more cards for, advice for you moving forward. This reading was heavy. Okay, so I will continue this over on my Vimeo channel. Thank you for watching, water signs, and I will leave the link to the extended video down below, and I'll see you guys on Vimeo.